Well, hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing on with Frostpunk2, the Legacy of New London. To be more specific, we are finally starting it because the last episode was pretty much just the prologue of the story. So, in the last episode we had learned that the captain is dead, we are the steward, and there are multiple factions inside New London that are apparently causing quite a bit of a ruckus. So, first of all, we are missing a lot of housing. So, let's firstly try to solve that issue. As you may notice, I am just getting enough connection to the heat zone so that it increases my heating by 1. Other than this, we will need an extraction zone right over here to get those, and I would rather like to expand right over here. Now, as you may remember, in the last episode I ended it because I said that I wanted to test some things, and that was pretty much me wanting to see how the changes affected the game that they had implemented. And let me tell you, it changed a lot. The game is a whole lot more difficult than what I remember it to be. Mainly because of the reason research institutes are now far more important than they were before. And I don't remember these being explained in the prologue actually, now that I think about it. So basically we can put buildings into certain districts that we have. Some buildings we will be able to put into any district, some we will be able to put only specifically on housing districts or extraction districts or industrial districts. Which, now that I remember, we have 2 more districts that we have. In the prologue we just had housing, food and extraction. Now we have also industrial and logistics districts. Logistics is for us to explore the map, and industrial is for the production of prefabs or goods. Which I should also mention, we have goods. And this helps us gain more money, because unlike in the prologue we don't use prefabs, we use money, which in this game is heat stamps. The more goods we have, the more money we get, sort of. We also need more people for that to actually work. And also we need an extraction district on one of these coals. And as you may also remember, in the last episode it was mentioned that these coal sources are very much limited, so we need to find a new fuel source before our coal deposits run out. So let's break the ice over there. I will also be breaking the ice right over here. Did they finish breaking the ice over there? Yes, they did. Let's build another extraction district right over there. Then I will immediately be putting down 2. Do I put 2 down? No, let's just put 1 down for now. I will then be going on and getting another housing district. Let's put it more like this. We have quite a bit of tension. This was also not the thing in the prologue. We have tension over here, which increases with problems in the city like cold, disease, hunger, squalor, and crime. And yes, we also have crime. And it can also increase with our relations to the other factions that we have in our city. Can I please start to get some coal? Different ideas. Communities of New London. A small crowd gathers outside the new research institute, arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The faithkeepers in New Londoners want us to lean on machine-powered mining, but the Frostlanders would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord under the captain's rule. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their idea. Show me our options. Idea 3. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations with that community. That improvement being very much slightly. So we can either get dust coal mines or blasting coal mines. And as you can see down here, there are positives and negatives to them. Dust coal mines, mining operation where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of the resource. Blasting coal mines, operation using explosive drilling to rapidly exploit coal deposits, generating noxious fumes. So, the positives are that the blasting coal mine is producing 210 extra coal, while the dust coal mine just produces 150. Then, we have the negatives. Dust coal mines cause quite a bit of increase in squalor and require a lot of materials, whilst dust coal mines increase our disease but don't require as much materials. Then there is also the upkeep, which means that the amount of people we will need to put into work. Blasting coal mines requiring less, and I will be going with the blasting coal mines because the buildings are going to be temporary to begin with. So let's fast forward a bit. And since we now are gaining some amount of coal, let's reopen and increase the heating of our generators. But this is not going to be enough. We will need another extraction district right over here, like that. Then we will also need a bit more housing. The question is, do I want to go for housing first, or do I want to go for this first? Or do I want to go for this? Let's go for this. Crap, I can't. I need +1 space. I will also need to go over there. Over there we can put our logistics districts. We should have 3, yes. I remember it being here, but apparently it was over there. And there's the second one. I will be going from up here, because there's food. So let's go like this. I am still playing this a bit from my memory, from as far as I can remember, which is why I am capable of playing the starting of it a bit fast track. The generator wakes, a child is born. People gather around the generator tower as it wakes with a thundering shudder and bestows heat on us yet again. This is the heart of the city, our last line of defense against the cold, our first hope for a future, any future. Steward, there is a couple who says their first child, a daughter, was born at the exact moment the generator sprang to life again. They called her little Lily May. They asked that you bless her. You gave us hope back. Thanks to you, our child may yet have a future ahead of her. People are hopeful there is a future for them after all. Very well, Lily May. May your life be warm and winds spare your paths. I will also want to actually speedrun towards these. I have been playing the Utopia builder, by the way. I don't know if I had mentioned that. I most likely did, but let's mention it again anyways. And as I found out, getting logistics teams early is very much important. And it should be even more important in this scenario since we have limited amounts of fuel, which means that we need to find another fuel source as soon as we can. We still need to research a bit more. Are we getting materials outputted over here? Yes, we are. I will be building another research institute. We need to do our research as soon as possible. And how much money does this require? 80. It is not really a priority right now. Deacon Grace, 51 priestess, praying to the generator. Such relief to have you back on, O holy generator, provider and sustainer, our light, our heart, our shining beacon. Hear our prayer. Make us instruments of your light, that we might fill the hearts of our flock with your radiance, and forever fight against the cold of the frost. May you forever warm our path. The generator is revered and beloved by the faith keepers. Great, and I will immediately be going to another research because I will be needing sawmills. We have untreated sawmills and mechanized sawmills. Mechanized sawmills cause both squalor and reduce the temperature, but produce more materials. I feel like going for this is going to be better because we already have limited amounts of fuel. So let's go for the untreated sawmills. I also do actually need food. But do I go first for the housing district? Or do I go for this? Let's go for that. Let's do it a bit like this, a bit extra space. I will then be putting down the logistics district so that we can start exploring the Frostland a bit early on. And we have researched the sawmill. I will immediately be trying to put it down. It wants 80 cash. There we go. I will be putting this down first. Logistics district build. We can now survey the frozen lands around New London and find a source of fuel to ensure its future. So we will be immediately going out. What do we have here? Makeshift shelters. Overpopulation and dwindling fuel reserves forced many residents of New London to take refuge in these temporary shelters built around a small hot spring. Its inhabitants wait for conditions to improve enough for them to return. I can take them back now, which will increase my workforce, but I will be coming back later. I don't know why the game is acting like this right now. And in which direction do I need to go? Let's wait. Let's firstly put down this, I guess. This one's 300 workforce. I will for now be taking away some of them. And as soon as we get 80, I will be building it. Come on. There we go. I built you later and you should be on more nodes than the other. So let's build you. Perfect. A place to settle differences. With the new mine, the impending doom of depleting coal is postponed, yet the differences between communities remain. The weakening captain wanted to establish a council to settle them. He didn't live to see it through. It falls to you, Stewart. The people of New London want a say in how it's run. The first decision whether you should continue to lead the city. We need a council. And it was one. Oh, damn it. Do I get them after all? Because I don't want to reduce this any further. I could reduce you guys a bit. And I could also distribute a bit more heat. So that our people don't get as sick as they are. Also, what I also learned is that we will need to raise funds a lot. So let's do it. Raising funds, by the way, worsens our relations, but in the early game especially, it is very much important for us. So, first council session, the city decides. Anticipation fills the air as the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand for years, but those times died with him. Now the communities of the city want their say. The Faithkeepers are the only organized faction and have a strong opinion on everything. They are devoted to what they claim was the late captain's vision, a godly society built on progress, equality, and tradition. The New Londoners and Frostlanders clash over our survival strategy, though neither has a firm stance on economic or social issues. Then there are those who view the Faithkeepers with contempt for their role in New London's history, but they keep to the shadows, for now. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. Open the session. And here we have the council. So, the council. When you return to the council in the future, you will be able to propose new laws to vote upon. But for now, a special vote needs to happen. The communities of New London have to accept you as their leader. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. So we could immediately say that we want to vote. But it doesn't really say how many votes I need, which is interesting. It should normally actually say how many votes I need. So I will assume it is above 50. And we can make promises with the other factions. For example, we could go to the New Londoners and ask them to vote for me and see what they want in return. For example, they want me to enact a law called mass-produced goods, which is something that I want as well. So let's get it. And now we have got 52 votes for certain, and we will be automatically winning this vote. So our run does not end over here. I see. Fuel for the futures. As steward A steward you shall remain then. Good. There are challenges ahead. Expanding coal extraction is a great success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. Otherwise, the city will have no future at all. We must find more fuel. Now, does it tell me where I need to go? Yes. So, it says either there or there. And I have always gone towards the left, and I believe the fuel source should be over to the left. So let's go over there first. I could make more housing. Let's get a bit more housing. Because we still have unhoused people and our population is about to increase. As you can see over here, our population periodically increases by a bit, depending on how many people we have and how good the conditions are. Keep the warmth, district temperature. Steward, we have received multiple complaints from citizens that their district have grown colder of late. Everyone keeps coming to me to complain, but there ain't much I can do. Last I checked, it is the steward who's supposed to keep us warm, complained a furnace technician. The cold is a serious concern for our citizens. We ought to take action. This is a global problem that requires a global solution. This will open the heat management overlay, allowing you to allocate more heat to specific districts. I can see I can increase the heating over there. This should be enough. And as you can see, I have learned what these pluses and minuses are. They are pretty much buttons, so that I can manually increase or decrease the amount of heating they have. And you know what I can do? I can do this. Right? No, I can't. They don't have enough connections. When they have enough connections with one another, I can actually just increase one of the districts and that will automatically heat the other ones. Which is a pretty useful thing, especially with certain laws. However, I need more people. That's bad. I don't have yet enough expedition teams, so I will have to wait for my population to increase so that I can put more things down, which is one of them is going to be food. We need food districts. Let's do it like this, and that, and that, and that. Then let's also expand towards this thing. Oh no, for now let's go towards there. That is going to be good enough. And now we can get another law. Propose a law. Good. We have promised that we will be getting this one, and it seems like they want this as well, so I won't even need to negotiate with anyone. Let's just vote for mass-produced goods. This will not have an effect as of yet, because for mass-produced goods to have an effect, I need to have an industrial district so that I can produce the goods to begin with. Which is something that I want to do, but I don't have enough. Money. The city grows, population growth. Steward, a new count has revealed significant growth in our population in recent weeks. Some attribute the rise to an influx of settlers from the Frostland, others to births outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we have adjusted our calculations of the city's needs to reflect the new numbers. 1,199 more people live in the city. That is not a lot. Not a lot indeed. We need to continuously do research. So what is going to be the next one that we are doing? Let's see what we have, what I can utilize. I don't think society and city is going to be needed just yet. Of course, then we could go for logistics base. But it requires 600 people. That is a lot. Maybe I go for something like factory so that I can get more prefabs or goods. This increases squalor and reduces temperature. This increases disease. Let's go with the Frostlanders, I guess. Their idea seems to be a bit better for me. Stockpiles depleted. Steward, the stockpiles of food the captain has gathered have run out. After so many years, our resources in the pit are growing barren. Current output will satisfy some of the demand, but problems will mount over time. We must reach for new deposits, otherwise the city and us will fall. I am already on it. I am trying to build a little farm like that, and I will actually get Why didn't I see that for a second? I don't know. I will get another one of these. Not like that though. Let's put it down there, there, there. This is 4 tiles, so let's keep this as is and go right over there. And then build it like this. And our Frostpunk teams have returned. The others. In a cavern near the bay, we found a disturbing sight. Bodies in sturdy Frostpunk gear, neatly laid side by side and left to freeze, with black oil markings over their closed eyes. A ghastly burial ritual. A map we found suggests they were heading to an old machine somewhere by the desolate coast. A machine would require a source of fuel. We should investigate. Fishing village. A community of Frostlanders are eking out a pitiful living of moss and small fish with no furnace. They survive by sleeping shoulder to shoulder under thick layers of fur. They would undoubtedly prefer to live in New London. Take the Frostlanders. I do need more people. But let's get them first, and then send out the expedition towards the desolate coast, so that we can get our new source of fuel as soon as possible. And this is going to cause a bit of a housing issue. Let's build our next housing district right over here. Like this. When one door closes, the first crack. Steward, the Faithkeepers have begun their monthly procession, visiting each door in the city as a symbol of the captain's presence alive in every home. However, a select group of Frostlanders refuse to leave the doors open. We aren't getting in their way, we just don't want strangers barging into our homes, one says. We are all one flock under his wings. Urged a priest, how can we be united if one of us steps away? What should we do? Squad all doors open, we are all one people with nothing to hide. This subgroup of Frostlanders will oppose this decision. Relations improve with New Londoners and Faithkeepers. This is an invasion of privacy and waste of time. This subgroup of Frostlanders will support this decision. Relations worsen with New Londoners and Faithkeepers. Do not interfere. Relations slightly worsen with all communities. So I can either worsen my relation with one of them and improve with the other one, or just not do anything and make it worse for every community. I will be agreeing to the Faithkeepers. I will be raising funds, because it is a lot of money. Thank you. I needed that. Let's get another research institute to quicken our research, and let's get another one of these right over here, like this. 1, 2, 3, and let's make it like that. This should be fine. However, we are having issues with food again, so let's do it like this. I will then be breaking more ice over in this direction. Let's build the housing districts, please. Salvaging factory has been researched, that is perfect. Now we could go for hothouses. Bio-based hothouses, industrial science hothouses, where organic waste ferments in large vats, fertilizing revolving shelves. Gives us plus 70 food, but also increases sickness. Or chemical hothouses, which once again reduce temperature. Why? I don't remember them reducing the temperature, by the way. I remember them just increasing squalor. Why are these ones that bad? There is no reason to go for them when I can go for this. I will be going for this. Sickness is growing because shelter scarcity. That should be solved very soon. It should now be reducing, and unhospitals died, unfortunately. Worst time to puzzle. So, new rules. These are special laws which are very much more difficult to propose, because these are laws that enforce my say inside the council. And they obviously don't want that, so instead of just needing 51, so more than 50% of votes, I need 67, so more than 2/3 of the votes to be able to enact these laws. Which is why I'm going to be skipping them for now. Let's go for city, and let's go community service, because while I was playing, I found this heat pipe watch. Everyone must inspect the heat pipes in their places of residence, spotting and fixing minor heat leakages around the city. This increases the temperature in all our housing districts. And this is something very perfect because there is a combination that I can make which utilizes warm districts to give me more money. And I will be trying to do that. We have around 3 times more for votes than against votes, so I will not be negotiating. We should be reaching 51 votes. Hopefully. And we do 54. A bit close, but good enough. And now we will need far less heating than we actually do. Let's see which one is actually cold. Let's increase you and you. And as you can see, our heating is far better than it used to be. And do I have free connection? No, I just have 2 connection. I really want them to have free connection with one another so that I can reduce one of them and increase the other. Actually, none of them have any kind of heating on. I just noticed. What happens if I increase you? Do the others increase? No. Sad. Oh well. Does not matter all that much. Should be fine for now, but we are losing coal as time goes on. And I don't have any more people left. And not having goods is starting to hurt. We need more people, so let's go on and get the frost standers, I guess. Oh, and I can then send them to harvest. Okay, that should reduce my need for food. We didn't really get that many people, I guess. I want to put down a salvaging factory. But then again, I don't have an industrial factory to begin with, so... does not really work well, does it? We should increase this so that this can run out as soon as possible. Once this runs out, I will be sending them over there. And eventually, I will be getting myself a factory, an industrial district. So, what did I research again? Bio-based house. Okay, that is good. Looking for trouble. Cindy's pa went and got her a governess, like she's gonna be a duchess or something. Not on our watch, we roughed up the little bitch alright. Horgen's boys will learn this too. If they wife us again tonight, we will pull razors and say we will cut out their eyes. It will be good fun. Okay, we need children's law. That is for certain. If you don't have laws for certain things, like how children will be raised, or I don't know, certain ethical dilemmas and such, first of all, crime will increase. As you can see, no common rules, so that causes crime. And third of all, tension will increase eventually. And we are getting a lot of sick because of shelter scarcity. Let's put down more shelters then, I guess. I shall be putting them down like this, this, and that, and then do it like this. This should solve our shelter scarcity problem. But crime is growing ever more. I need to find a solution to it. We have a council, but will anything actually change? For years, the faith keepers have just had their way. But if this is a chance to block some of their idiotic ideas, we could show the city reason, convince them to adapt to the frost, to embrace this new ice age and tear ourselves away from our addiction to the generator. I will speak with the others tonight. Those who disagree with faith keeper views gather and discuss how they can change the city. And this causes the rise of the evolvers, one step ahead. Read more. Here we can see more information regarding the organized factions. Let's say you can only see 2 factions, the faith keepers and the evolvers. They are the main factions. Okay, we understand. And here there is faction zeitgeist, which I do not understand what is at all. So let's skip this. And then we have traits. Every faction has their own traits, as far as I understood, which changes their behaviors accordingly. One of the other. Then we also have a few other special actions, such as we can promote them, which decreases their fervor, which is them disliking us a bit more, I guess, and increases their relations with us. And it is going to be especially good for them because they were not on good terms with us. So a new law can be proposed, and we can go for guided voting, but it is not okay right now. As for the thing that I was saying, surplus heat, we can auction the surplus heat. Heat is a luxury, and as such, surplus heat will be auctioned off to the highest bidders to fill the city's coffers. We can gain extra heat stamps from warm housing districts. This is something the evolvers want, not the faithkeepers. So if I rule this out, we will lose support from the faithkeepers, but I would go for this so that I can gain more money over time. We will go with negotiations, and we will negotiate with the Frostlanders. And they want us to fund projects. I don't want to do that. Bio-waste hothouse. That is something that I want to build anyways, so yeah, let's go for this. Let's say vote. We have enough votes for it. And there we go.
Hear ye, the votes are in.
Now, if we go back into the heat screen, and how can I do this the most efficient way? Let's see. What happens if I increase your temperature? Okay, we get 2 districts that are warm now. That is perfect. I will do it like this. We will be using a bit more coal, but it should be fine. This is growing ever and ever more. Maybe I do go for watchtowers after all. I didn't want to do this. And patrol watchtowers give me more guard squads, which are helpful to decrease our crimes. Could I go for patrol watchtowers? It will also require less people though. Let's wait on it for a while. I could go for goods factories so that when I do finally get my industrial district, I could utilize it better. Refurbishing goods is better because just disease, but then again my disease is also increasing, so going for a hospital might be better. Recovery hospital, teaching hospital, and a normal hospital. Recovery hospital population growth is slightly increased. Could be good, and requires also less people. Let's go for the recovery hospital first, so that I can decrease disease further. And also we promised that we will be building a bio-waste hothouse. Let's build it. I really need more people. Oh, and our Frostpunk teams are finished. We have a colder season, which is bad. Can I please read? Thank you. Mangled cart. Among the debris in Mangled cart, we have found an old navigation log. We can't wander forever. If we can only get through this canyon, then we can set up a permanent base next to the oil. The cart holds a large number of cores. Salvage the parts. Let's wait on it actually, because we have found the old dreadnought, as you may remember from the prologue. A ruined machine lies across a crevice, wagons built into the nearby snow. There are clear signs that people have come and gone from the side, even storing goods here. But what amazed our scouts the most is the huge quantity of readily available oil. This could be the fuel source we have been looking for. We found oil. We will be able to build a new colony on this site. What do we have here beforehand though? Oil cistern. I guess this is another oil source. So, first of all, we have found oil. And this is a tomb. As you may remember, when the people died, they put them into the oil storages. On the broken shore lies an old and derelict dreadnought. It seems to have been upgraded to run on oil as it rests beside rich deposits. Perhaps the site was a refueling station. But deep in the black pools lie rows of frozen bodies, wrapped in shrouds and placed in steel wells. Our scouts shudder at the sight. These oil deposits would surely solve our fuel needs, but we would have to desecrate these graves to access all of them. We can remove the bodies. We need all the fuel we can get if we are to survive. More oil deposits will become available. Respect the dead, let the dead lie in peace. We will only access the vacant oil deposits. So, do we remove them? Or do we respect them? Because as you may remember, it is the Wanderers that put them there, and they will most likely be coming back to this place since they have been there already before. And I would rather not want them to see us desecrating the dead. This will make life a whole lot harder for us, but let's go for it. Black gold. Oil will save the city, but we need to adapt our generator to use it. In the meantime, we will need to establish a reliable supply. It is time we settled beyond New London. Create a colony at the old dreadnought and connect it with a solid trail to New London. Only then can supply be assured. This will save the city. So, hold on. Alright. I will be first taking my parts. Then I need to connect a path, which requires 10 people, and I don't have them. Sad. And I would actually like to connect the path from here, I guess, because I believe this will also require a path. But maybe I can just... never mind. It should be fine as it is.
A cold spell will soon hit us. Prepare accordingly.
Let's get that going. Frostpunk demands have been met, so they are happy. Then I will be going for what? It has gotten colder, but it's going to get hotter, so let's go with overdrive. I need to get rid of some of the crime. So let's decrease the amount of people working over there, so that I can get another one of these. I will want to build it actually over here somewhere. So let's go like this instead. Because extraction districts and industrial districts cause squalor to increase in nearby districts. So having them away from housing districts is going to be beneficial for us. Recovery hospital has been researched. Feral children, no common rules. Steward, 5 children are dead and dozens lay wounded after 2 large Yav gangs met for what they called a rumble. Most of the children were armed with knives. Their fighting escalated to a full-scale battle. As the parents of the deceased mourn, many insist these children should not have been left unattended. Indeed, many backstreet alleys seem to be overtaken by uncared for Yav. Some areas are beginning to be dangerous for adults. The persistent lack of law regulating childhood is causing crime and tension to rise even further. Crime slightly increased. Commit to resolving it. I will also be getting myself some goods, which should hopefully decrease a bit further. If I can, I can't. It wants 400 people. Crime in the city. The crime problem in New London continues to worsen. Scarcity of goods may drive people to acts of crime when they don't see other ways to obtain necessities. Making goods available helps ensure people don't revert to free for all. If they do, watchtowers and prisons might become necessary. It is also worth examining if our laws are helping us fight crime. It may be more difficult to ensure order as the population rises if crime runs rampant. People might be injured or killed, tension will grow, and radicals among us will grow in popularity. We will best ensure it does not come to this. Crime has risen to a concerning level. I know. So let's get ourselves some childhood laws, and I will be going with family apprenticeship. We have more than double for votes than against votes, so we will immediately be voting for it and hopefully get above 51. And we just barely got 51. It was a bit risky apparently, but this should regulate the crime, so it should also further decrease it. And now that we have more workforce, I can go for salvaging factories to increase my gain on goods further, which will increase my income further and decrease my crime further, which is going to be perfect. Now we can go for another research, and since I have found oil, I can now get pump checks, which is going to be important in the future. Fracturing pump checks or hydraulic pump checks. These require less people and more, give me more, so I will be going with this. And I also need more materials, so let's go and break the ice over at this direction. I will be increasing you back. My crime is decreasing, but my disease is growing because of the bio-waste hothouse. So let's go for housing. We will need one of these once 200 people. Apparently we are not doing this. Recovery hospital. This should decrease our disease a bit. Yes, it is diminishing. Scholar is increasing because of the blasting coal mine, and we are losing a lot of materials as time goes on. We need to find more people, as I can see. Nell Skinfield, 38, housewife, worried about her son, looking for a culprit. Lil Joey has been coughing all night. His forehead is as hot as the generator. It is them Turners, I know. It is them. They got that new flu, and here they are strolling about the neighborhood, carrying on with their business. They are killing people. That is what they are doing. Oh, please, Lord Almighty. I can't stand to lose another child. Someone's gotta get through them. The lack of law regulating contagion prevention, this is causing tension to rise through the city. Alright. I could raise more money, but I don't think that I need it just yet. I will be needing it in the future though. And warmer seasons. As you can see, by the way, as soon as this district got too hot, they immediately got angry about it. So let's decrease it back and increase it where it is needed. Also, I would like... Okay, they are all warm, by the way. That is perfect for me, because that means more income. How much am I gaining per week, by the way? 29. That is very good. But ladies and gentlemen, I will be ending the episode over here. I hope that all of you have liked it thus far, and I hope to see all of you in the next one. See you later.